Good morning, everybody. Welcome to grade 6 coding for today, 16 July 2020. For those of you that don't know me, welcome, and my name is Mike Geldenhuys. Today we will be looking at just some concept practice in our Minecraft puzzle. So basically what we'll be doing today, it will start out nice and easy again because we're just going to go through the things that we have learned over the last couple of days, week, 2 weeks, just to put everything in place just so that we can, just cement the concepts that we've learned. We can cement them down and make sure that we are confident in using them. So I just want to say I hope everybody had a wonderful evening and that you guys are ready for the day. My fingers are frozen, so I'm trying to get them warmed up for today's lesson. Our objectives for today, if we just look here, it is to define circumstances when certain parts of a program should run and when they shouldn't. Okay, it's also just to, when we look at a code and we break it down, put bits by bits together to complete our goals, and then also determine whether a condition is met based on criteria. And remember, if we look at our vocabulary quickly, the word that came up is condition. What is a condition? It is something a program checks to see if it is true before allowing an action. So if we can remember, if in the harvester we used the if block quite a bit. It's like if there are pumpkins, then we pick. So the action will be pick the pumpkin, and then the condition is if there are any. So the program will then run to check to see if it's true. Then if in that specific place where you are, there are any pumpkins, then only it will allow the action of picking the pumpkin. Otherwise, it will just move on to our next action or the next condition that we've set for our character. Okay, and then a conditionals is just a statement that only statements that only run under certain conditions. So you can see it's the same thing. It's just the one is the actual action and the other one is the statement that we write out. Okay, guys. So yesterday we did quite a bit of work with Elsa in Frozen, and I gave you guys this puzzle as a homework puzzle, and we had to change the lines Elsa drew into a zigzag. So there we've got a breakdown quickly of what it looked like after I finished. And if we look at it, we will see I want to just run through our code here step by step before we actually perform it in our code.org. Let me just quickly get my pen, my ball, so I can write on the screen. Now guys, if we look, remember we're always going to break it down step by step. So the first thing that we did is this part over here. That's our first part, and if we look at that, it is something that we are going to repeat 4 times, but let's see what it is actually that we are repeating. Move forward by 50 pixels, and remember pixels are the small little squares or dots on a display or picture. So if you zoom in very closely, you'll start seeing the little squares. And when we talk about a measurement of length in our code or on our display, then we talk about pixels. So each little block is then 1 pixel. And So this is how far Elsa is moving, or how long her line is going to be what she draws. So she draws a line of 50 pixels, then she turns right by 90. So she is, and we know that in a circle we've got 360. So if we take 360 divided by 90, you will see we'll get 4. So we have 4 sides. This part over here is our square that she starts out with. She starts out with by drawing a nice square. And then here we go. She just, whoops, that was an ugly one. My finger slipped over there. There's our square that she starts out with. Okay. So then what does she do? She repeats something 3 times, and this is where we had to change our code. We had to change our line from a straight line to a zigzag line. Now, if we look carefully at that line, she actually starts walking forward 25, so halfway through the square. It's a good thing maybe I made that loop on my square so you guys can see where she starts. So she moves forward by 25 first. Then she turns right by 45. She comes down a little bit. Then she moves forward by 25. Okay, so she turns and then she moves forward by 45. She turn right by 45 degrees and then she moves forward by 25. And then as soon as she gets there, she turns left and then also moves forward 45. I mean, she moves forward 25 and then turn left 45. So let's go through them step by step. She moves forward 25, turns right. I did it again. Seems like I'm a little bit asleep still. Move forward by 25. So there she moves, turn right by 45, and then move 25. So she comes down a little bit, turn left by 45, and then the loop is going to start over again. So that's just this first little bit, and then she turns left, and she faces the same direction she was. Then we're going to repeat that action 3 times. So move forward 25, turn right, move forward 25, turn left. And then a 3rd time, move forward 25, turn right 45, move forward 25, turn left. Okay, and then the last part of our code is just our hexagon. And if we also see, first thing she does is she moves forward, because now she's already facing this way, so she moves forward 15, turns left 60, moves forward 2nd time, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and the 6th time. There we go. So then to make our hexagon, she has to repeat the action 6 times. Then what she does is she jumps all the way back to the middle. And remember which way she's facing. She is still facing to the right. So if she wants to come down here, she needs to turn first. So we'll turn her by 60 degrees, and then she'll start her 2nd block. But we will do that. I just wanted to show you guys on this little, this was the first part. I wonder how many of you managed to complete this puzzle as your homework. Because like I told you yesterday, even I had to run it 2 or 3 times just to see exactly what happens after we started changing things. Because the first time you look at it, you don't see that little line that she does on top of the square. And my zigzags came out. They came out, they worked, but they were in the wrong place. But luckily, eventually, I managed to solve it. Okay, so then just for reference, that is lesson 9 in code.org, puzzle number 6. Okay, so we can go to code.org. If you guys give me a second, I'm going to quickly move over and just get move over there, get the link for you, and then I'm going to share it. Quickly going to look at it, and then we will move on to the practicing our concepts in Minecraft. There we go, guys. There's our link. You can go to where I am. And remember, this code that is already here, let me just make this a little bit bigger. The code we have here is the code that we have written in our previous puzzle. Because if we look here on our workspace, we've got this little logo here, and if you hover over it, it tells you this icon means that this level is part of a larger project. Changes will be saved across these levels. So anything that we've done on the previous puzzle comes over onto this puzzle. Now, yesterday, I want to mention this quickly because I see in my example on my slides, I didn't have it in, but yesterday when we were here, I put it in so we can actually start using it because it's a nice to have and it helps you remember things. This little comment block that we've got here we can see what I did. So as I wrote my code, I made little notes for myself. I said, okay, well, this was the square that I drew, and this is the line, and this is the hexagon. Now, you guys don't have to worry about by using the comment block that it is going to add to your block count when we have to do something in a specific number of blocks. A comment block doesn't take up any space in your block count. That is just for you. It doesn't form part of your code at all. And I actually wanted to show you guys yesterday, but I never got to it, what it looks like in Java code. And that also, if we look, where's our first one? There we go. There's our first one over here. Let me highlight that. There we go. In Java code, there we go. It's just 2 forward slashes and it says square. So those are just little notes that we put in our code because, I mean, what Blockly that we are using now is nice and colorful so we can spot everything easily. But sometimes when we start using other languages, Python, Java code, all those things, then it gets a little difficult spotting, okay, well, where am I now in the code? So by putting in these comments for us, we will be able to find our way across the code a little bit more easily, and if there's something to fix, we'll be able to fix that a lot easier, just find everything a lot easier. So use it in your code as well if you want to, just to help you, because for example, in our instructions, if we look at the instructions, let's try something new. This time, skate in a zigzag. Inspiration, try something, try changing your long 150 pixel line into 6 short lines of 25 pixels. Turn by 45 degrees in alternate directions after each short line to get a zigzag. When do you need to put, or where do you need to put the new repeat block to make this happen? And how many times do you have to repeat your pattern of 2 short lines? So we have to have 6. If we make 2 short lines, we know that we're going to repeat that pattern 3 times. Now, guys, if we are not sure, I want to show you, because I'm not sure how many of you tried solving this one. We know that they want us to change the line. And by having our comments in the code, we can see, okay, well, I'm not going to change anything here because I'm happy with the square. I'm happy with the hexagon. I'm not going to change any code here. The only place where I want to change things over here in my line. This is my line, and I want to change my line. And as they say, by 6 short lines and 25 pixels long each. Okay, so we want to change that long line to, let's look in our comments over here, 25 pixels each. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we can just change to see what's going to happen just by this one. So move forward 25 pixels, and then here they said turn 45 degrees. Now the only thing that I mentioned here that we have to be careful of is, okay, we've got this, turn 45, but now remember, this is in our sequence. The first thing we are going to do is turn. We don't necessarily want to turn. We want to move forward, but let's test it. So let's put all of that in a repeat block because we want to repeat it 3 times. Oops, I don't want all of that. And just put that line in a repeat and see what happens if I do this. Just repeat that. And if you want to just check the first one, I'm not going to repeat everything 6 times. I'm going to change it here to 2 so we can just see what happens here at the start. And I'm going to do it nice and slow so I can see step by step what she does. So we can see, okay, well, our square is running. Our square, that's the 2nd repeat, 3rd repeat, 4th repeat. There's nothing wrong with our square. Now she runs in. Now she turns 45, and then she moves forward. Now I can see I'm moving in the wrong direction because I'm not on that line. I'm not on that line. So something is not right over here. Okay. I'm going to leave that at 6 because now it's affecting my whole code. Reset, and let's run that again. So we always have to just make sure we don't change too many things at the same time because then it might affect our code. Now, if we look at this, we're only moving one line and we're going to repeat it 3 times. So that's not exactly what we want. If we have a pattern, okay, that's not going to work. So we see, okay, this in our line, there's still a big problem. Then what are we going to do? Because each line in this, there's a right turn and a left turn. Just by turning 45 right is not going to make it turn back. So we know that we have to actually double that and make it turn left as well to create the zigzag. So to create the zigzag, I'm going to make it turn left as I explained to you when I was drawing on the screen, and then I'm going to make her move forward again. So now that is my zigzag. I've got to turn right, move forward, turn left, move forward. So that is a zigzag now. Let's run that part, and now let's see if I'm going to go a little faster because we know our square is right. There we go. My line is right now. Okay, so my line is right, but if we look carefully, it's not on their zigzag. So that is where I was wondering, what is going on here? Why is my zigzag not on the other zigzag? And now there's also one more problem we can see here. It keeps running on the same one. Okay, so at least we've got our zigzag now. Now I saw, okay, I have to just change, instead of turning first, I need to move first. So then I just switch these around. So instead of turning right by 45 first, I moved first and then turned right. As I explained to you, she moves on the square just halfway through and then only turns. So here I needed to switch these around. So I'm going to take this out. And then I want to turn, I'm going to switch these things around. I want to turn first. I want to move first. move first and then turn, and then move again and then turn. So let's put that in there. And let's run our squares fine. And there we go. We move first, then we turn, then we move, and there we go. Now I am on that line, and I can draw my hexagon at the end of my circle. Now, I got this far, and then I asked, but okay, there's still one more problem. I'm drawing on the same block over and over again. So I keep jumping back to the middle. Now I know this is right. Everything here is okay. My square is right, my line is right, and my hexagon is right. Now it's just that every time I jump to the middle, I start in the same place. So I wanted to change the direction. So as soon as I jump back to the middle, I want to change the direction in which way I am going, so I can start a new pattern in a new position. So then I just had to drag in one more block in my code. Let's reset that, otherwise it doesn't allow me. One more block where I needed to turn to go to the next square. And normally what I do, just to help you guys as well, how do I figure these things out? I leave the degrees that there's in there already to see by how much they are turning. If I can't see exactly which line she's going to follow, I can see it's this one because that's the second square. And if you're not sure by how many degrees, and remember we have spoken about degrees as well, test them out. Change it until it's right. Keep running it until you see you are on the right line or you achieve your desired goal. So let's see, then I'm going to turn right at the end. So it runs through. Right at the end, I'm going to turn 60 and then it's going to repeat itself. So let's quickly look at that. There's our square, our line, and our hexagon. Then I jump to the middle and there we go. Now I'm happy because now every time she jumps back, she turns 60 degrees and then she starts a new one. Otherwise, if she doesn't turn, she will just, like you saw, repeat 6 times on the same lines over and over again. But then I've got my code and I'm going to speed it up so she can run through it quickly. There we go. So I hope you guys played around with it a little bit and managed to even create your own designs. I also played around a little bit yesterday just to see what else, just by changing things. Maybe if I wanted to add bigger triangles to try and put a point on every hexagon, you guys can play around a little bit and see what you can come up with. Okay, so that was that. So let's go to our Minecraft puzzle and practice some of the concepts we've done this week. There are some bonus levels if you want to try them. Remember, you can always play around with the links that I give you, and you can keep practicing. Okay, you guys can also watch the video. They just explain a little bit about what we do. Learn the basics of computer science. So today, I think we will move to Alex again because we've had Steve. Let's use Alex. So guys, these ones, it might be very easy again for you now because we're just going to run through some of the concepts we've done, but by adding some new commands. So here we have always, let's read our instructions. Add a second move forward block to reach the sheep. Okay, so this is very easy for us. And they even explain everything from the beginning for us. It's just so that once we've got, every time we have some new students, remember, we don't want to make it too difficult for somebody to join us. We always want to join them, but still learn while we add it. Hit run to try your program. So firstly, let's add a second move forward and run. There we go. I'm with my sheep, and look at Alex. She is very happy. Okay, next one. Here we have, you can see we have a destroy block. Wood is very important. Wood is a very important resource. Many things are made from it. Walk to the tree and use the destroy block command to chop it down. Okay, and remember you still have for our younger students that join us, if you can't read that well yet, play it for yourself so it will read it to you. Okay, so we need to move forward and we can count. We need to move 1, 2 times. And then we're going to destroy. And there we go. We have our wood as a resource. Now we have, if we look in our toolbox, we have a new block there as well, is shear. And so we have to shear our sheep. Sheep shearing time. Use the shear command to gather wool from the sheep. Okay, so here we have to get the sheep, the wool from both sheep. So the first one will go over here, then we'll turn and come over here. So if we count, remember we always do the first line of code that is right in front of us. First block, just move forward again, and shear. We can always run it at any time to see if it's working. There we go, poor little sheep doesn't have any wool left. Now I just need to get my second sheep as well. So I'm going to turn right, move forward, and shear. Reset and run. There we go. And there we go. Easy enough. Okay guys, now here we need to build a house before the sun goes down. Houses require a lot of wood. Cut down all 3 trees. Now you can decide where you want to go first. It doesn't matter. As long as you can make your code also as long as you want. Walk around in circles. Smell the flowers if you want. I want to go to this tree first. And because they've given us some code already, move forward, move forward, move forward. Destroy block, turn left, move forward. You can always, if they give you code and you don't want to read through it, run it to see what it does. There we go, I've got the wood for, and there we go. So we have to complete our code. So the only thing we're going to do here, we'll just get the other 2 trees as well. So let's move forward 2 more times. One, 2. And then we have to destroy that tree to get the wood. And then we are going to turn left. And after we've turned, we are going to move, I think I can count there 3 times as well. You can see right here, we don't have any repeat blocks. So we are just manually coding it line by line or block by block. And I think 1 more destroy block will do it. Let's reset and run. But like I said, this is where the concept practice comes in to just help us to go over everything again, to just make sure we understand each concept that we've learned over the last couple of lessons. Remember guys, you guys are more than welcome to keep watching the videos. I just skipped them for so that they don't play on our YouTube channel because they do give us some problems. Now here guys, we can practice, we can see already the loop block is coming back. So this is now just to practice that concept. And if we look, we see move forward, place birch planks, oak planks, spruce planks, and wool. Okay, so I'm sure we don't want to build a house out of wool, but every house starts with a wall. Build the first part of your house by putting the place and move forward command inside and repeat loop. Okay, so here's our repeat loop. We can see that we have 4 open squares or open pieces of ground where we have to start. Now you can also play around. If we look, because the trees we cut down were different kinds of trees, so we actually collected different kind of wood. Okay, so different kinds of wood. So you can, let's see quickly, place and move forward 4 times. But what I want to do is, I want to change that to 2. I just want to show you, and then I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to put that in there and move forward. And I'm also going to change that to 2. I can't change it to 2. It doesn't allow me. How strange is that? Okay, I wanted to make my wall different colors. And now it doesn't allow me to change it. There's a 2 in this one. Let me see on this side. Also only a 3. Okay, never mind. Let's change that to 4. Run, and then you can see I'm building a wall with birch planks. Now I'm quickly going to reset. You can change that if you don't want the white walls. Let's see what oak looks like. There we go. Oak is a little bit darker. Remember, guys, play around with your drop-down arrows. See what is available to you. Let's go to spruce. Okay, it's a nice dark color. Maybe I like that one for my house. And not just for fun, I want to see if we change it to wool, what is going to happen. What's going to happen if we change that to wool? Let's see. You can actually build your house out of wool if you want to. But if it's going to rain, then you might have a big problem. So look at that. I actually built a wool wall. Very strange. Remember, this is also a puzzle that is connected, so I just want to change that. I liked, let's go to the birch. Maybe I do like the lighter wall better. There we go. So easy enough. You can play around with your options inside. Now, guys, here also, if you can choose if you want to build the easy, medium, or hard house. So choose the floor plan for your house. You can decide any one you want. I don't want to make it too easy for us, and I don't want us to take too long with it. But if you want to play around, go for it. Go for the hard one. So let's do the medium one. Let's do the medium one. So there's our wall that we've already built. We just have to build the rest. Okay, so now if we count, I'm already facing that way. So I can just move forward and build the rest of my house. And I just quickly want to see how many blocks. I think I can, let's make it a little bit bigger so everybody can look with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times. Oh, this is the code for that already. So this is not the code for the previous one. Here we have 6 times. And remember, you can start by building a different. So if you want each wall to be a different color, you can also do that. Use different wood to build each wall. I'm going to use the same one. Okay, so this is easy. I can run it just to double check. Now I just need to complete the other 1, 2, 3, 4 walls. Up there, I need to turn. right. Turn right, face to the right, and then I need to move forward 2 times. Move forward and place. We cannot just move forward and place. And remember, we're going to do that 2 times. So let's see if this time there's a 2. There we go. There's a 2 this time. And we can put that in a loop. Otherwise, you can just also code it line by line, move forward, place, move forward, place. But as we mentioned, loops are nice because it keeps our code nice and neat and keeps it nice and short as well. So we don't have pages and pages of line that we have to run through just to find something. Then we are going to turn right again. And now we have 1, 2, 3 blocks. So repeat 3 times, move forward and place block. And we're going to do that until your house is done. We're going to get down here. If you don't know where you are, remember what you do. Run your code, see what you've done. There we, okay. Oops, look at that. I, by mistake, put 2 move forward blocks in here and not a move forward place. That was just a finger error. Used the wrong one. Okay, so there we go. I actually picked up an error in my code just by checking where I am. So I could actually fix this quickly without looking for it later on. So that's also a nice thing about running your code. It's almost like when you work on a Word document or if you type your homework, and after everything that you do, you save it. Because then if something would happen, the load shedding or your computer crashes, you can actually recall and you wouldn't have lost anything except maybe the last step. But if you do what I do a lot, I work and I work and I work and I never save, and something happens, then you lose it all. So, or you have to go through your code and try and find something that is wrong. Whereas if you've gone through your code as you do your code, then it's easier to pick up little errors like that. Okay, so I'm all the way down here. I need to turn left, move forward, and place. I'm not going to put that in repeat because it's only 1 block. Then I'm going to turn right and then move forward. And then this one I'll put in a repeat 2 times. Move forward and place planks. And then we can check if everything is okay. There we go, turn right, 2 steps. Now we've got our wall, turn right 1. Whoops. There's a little mistake over there. I never placed a plank in between my 2 steps, my turn and my move forward. So let's quickly try it again. So tell me in the chat box, guys, which house did you decide to build? Did you also try to build the medium house? Did you go for the large one? Or did you go for the small one? I'm quite interested to find out what you guys did on that. Okay, and there we go. There's my house. I've made a little door for myself. So let's continue. I think this will be our last one, and then we can finish this puzzle or this lesson tomorrow. Let's quickly see. It's good to plan ahead. Plant crops on both sides of the water so you don't get hungry later on. So let's look at our code. What do we have? We have shear, turn right, plant crops, move forward. So easy enough. We know that we have to plant over here and we have to plant over here. So let's see, what are we going to do? Let's count how big or how many blocks there are available to plant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Okay, so we are going to repeat. What are we going to do? We have to plant where we are. We can't just move forward because then we'll skip this one. So we'll plant right away and we will move forward. And remember, We can quickly test that. There we go, plant crops. Works perfectly. That's exactly what I want. Now I just have to remember to go around and plant it on the other side as well. Okay, so it seems like it plant and move forward, and so I move forward on the last. Now all I have to do there is turn right, move forward, and turn right. Now what you can do, just remember here guys, if I copy this entire code that I've got here, I'm going to show you quickly what's going to happen. Then I won't have crops on my last block, okay? Because if we remember, look carefully now, what's your first action in your repeat? Your first action is plant crop, and we were standing on the ground here already. But in our code, if we turn, we are standing on the grass. So if we plant crops first, our first crop will be right there on the grass. So this one we might have to either change the code around inside our repeat block, so we move forward and then plant, or if we want it the same, we have to add another move forward block inside or just above our repeat block. I want to show you just so that you understand. So here we've got plant because we're already standing on the soil that we have to plant. Oops, I have to move another one, and I just drowned myself. Let's move forward another one, reset, and run. Now here we are standing on the grass. We're not standing on the soil. So planting a crop throws it down on the grass and it's not going to work. So here we either have to move it around, so either move forward, plant crop, switch this around, so it will be a little bit different than this one, or we need to add another move forward first. We could add another move forward there, but then we can see we have too many blocks. It's still going to work, and or like I say, I always encourage you, rather let your code work, even if you have too many blocks. That's okay. But then if we want to use less blocks, let's reset that, we have to change it around inside our repeat block. So then he will move first, then plant, not plant and then move. So let's run it one more time quickly so we can see it. And then that would be it for us for today. There we go. Wonderful, there we go. And then our crops starting to grow. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys had fun today and we practice in our concepts a little bit. Still guys, play around, have fun, and then I will see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. Let me move to my slideshow just so that you guys can see my email address again. If you guys have any questions for myself, mgeldenes81@gmail.com, or the school, STEM Digital School at africateamgeeks.com, .co.za, sorry guys. So see you guys again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye guys.